It's ECB week, and here to talk to me about how to trade it is Francesco Gazzarelli from Goldman Sachs.
Hello.
Francesco, the ECB has been very vocal about euro strength, about the weakness in inflation. Is it all talk?
Well, we hope not. The market is it's about 30% chance of something happening, and that is, I think, a fair assessment of where things stand at this point.
So it's a little early.
It may be a little early. I think the numbers have come out broadly as they expected on the inflation side broadly. U.S. has posted stronger numbers, so the lay of the land hasn't changed the risks a lot. We know that the ECB strategically would like to do something, and probably around the credit markets.
The question is how, right? But I mean, even without thinking about how complicated it would be to get something done, and the market seems to think that something like €1 trillion of QE would be needed to make any difference at all.
Right.
The market seems to run away with the idea that something's going to happen at some point because the peripheral spreads have just collapsed, right? Is the market getting ahead of itself?
I don't think on the peripheral spreads. I think that's looking in the wrong direction. Peripheral spreads were very wide, and we just have a reconnection of markets, which is starting in the obvious place, the government bond market. So I don't find, even on valuation grounds, these things to be stretched. What hasn't reconnected yet is the ability of banks to lend to small, medium enterprises. Part of that is demand missing, but part of it is also the deleveraging that is taking place in banks' balance sheets. And so that's where the intervention by the ECB could come. There's talk of LTRO type funding, maybe with funding for lending styled mechanisms built into them. There has been talk about the ECB buying CLOs, so asset-backed securities. So these things are probably at the margin the ones that the ECB is looking at.
And in terms of the decision we've got coming up, take it seriously as a possibility they might act, but don't get ahead of yourself.
As I said, on the rate side, there's a 1 in 3 chance of a cut priced in or some action on monetary policy. I think the more interesting one would be something to do with credit.
Right.
So either this LTRO scheme or another signal that ABS purchases are ahead of us.
Okay, so no pressure, Mr. Draghi, but we're all watching you on Thursday. Thanks very much.
Thank you.